Hello. So
Oh,
we're here for another round of a other card game player race Digimon cards. Unfortunately, I have no clue where the last guest went. They just kind of honestly disappeared. So we are going to have a new guest today. Can everybody please introduce themselves?
hi, I'm Salad. I am a card game player. I have played card games such as Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, Final Fantasy trading card game, Pokemon, multiple mods of games that add card games to the game itself.
Bellatro.
Not Balatro.
Oh damn. Okay. Oh.
In the
Um.
context of this, I've played like every single trading card game except specifically Digimon in this case.
You'll be perfect then. Got any socials you want to plug or?
I have a YouTube.
All right. I'll
I'll
link
send
that in
it
the
to you
description
later.
then.
Yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. What was the name? What was the name of the channel?
It's called The Salad because I'm very original.
Fair enough. Can you hear my dogs though? They're kind of barking like crazy. Can you hear that or?
Uh, Not really.
Okay,
Not at
perfect.
the
Let's
moment.
continue. So we're going over the basics real quick. So first of all, it's the memory system. It's the main resource of the game. Cards cost memory. If you go negative in your memory, your opponent starts their turn with like the positive version of how much you went negative for. So if I start my turn with like 3, I play a 2 cost card. So if I play like a 4 cost card, then my memory goes down to -1, and my turn automatically ends, and my opponent's turn starts with 1 memory. Does that make sense at
Damn.
all, or?
Yes.
So yeah, yeah. They're basically like if I go negative, my turn automatically ends. My opponent starts with the positive version of how much I went negative. And then the other key thing we need to talk about is Digivolution. So Digimon will often have two separate costs. One cost for hard playing them, that is straight up playing them onto the board, and another cost for playing them over another Digimon of a lower level. Kind of like Utopia Ray, right? So
Uh-huh.
it's like it's basically like a chaos, like a rank up, like a chaos evolution for like Utopia to Utopia Ray. It's kind of like that is the core gameplay of trying to evolve your stack to reach like your high level Digimon, right?
Yeah, this reminds me of the evolution mechanic from
Yes,
Pokemon,
yes, that as
where
well, that
I
as well.
put Butterfree on top of a Kakuna, right?
Yep, pretty much, yeah. But that's I mean you basically got it. So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. This is our first card today. It's Kyokomon, which is our kind of like our we call these eggs. They're basically level 2 Digimon. Basically at the start of each of your turns, you will like hatch an egg, right? And then you can evolve over that. And then if it's level 3 or higher, during like the standby phase, you get to move it out, basically. So
Hmm.
it's like
Okay.
it's kind of like the play starter in a sense, right? Where like does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So basically, a lot of Digimon will have what's called an inheritable effect, which is where if something is like evolves over it, it gains the effect in this box down here. So this Digimon gives anything evolved over it. When a Digimon becomes unsuspended, you draw a card once per turn. So
Uh,
basically, the suspended is tapped. I keep missing things, but this is kind of a weird start, I guess. But suspension is basically just tapped, basically. So
okay. All right, so let's see. What is a classic staple or stinker trope that I've seen when watching SEMO and Convert Go Blue do the exact same fucking thing?
yeah.
This reminds me of this one card that literally no one ever plays in Magic the Gathering, where every time I take a shit, I draw two cards. But this seems crazy, especially for an inheritable effect, but I'm sure there's like better ones.
hmm
Like this is just an egg. Like I'm sure there's gonna be like Digimon that have like effect inheritable effects. They're like uh once per turn, destroy target cr- uh creature Digimon thing or
hmm
whatnot.
So yeah, I mean, so you're saying this is a stinker?
Uh I would I want to think that, but like knowing card games, like any card with like convoluted amounts of effects will be considered a rookie card, and sometimes like a card with the most simplest effect will be like, oh, this is crazy, this is stupid. If you don't put it in your deck, it's worth $7 bajillion because everyone's playing it competitively.
Hmm.
But it's just an egg. Like
I will say there are a
if
lot of
there's
like really powerful. There have been a lot of really powerful eggs through Digimon's history. So it just being an egg is not a
mm,
disqualifier for it being good, right? Because there's been a lot of very strong
yeah,
eggs with very powerful inheritables.
all right. Using my knowledge of Digimon being exactly Agumon and Renamon, because everyone knows what Renamon is.
I mean, we've all been on the internet before, so
I mean, we're on it right now.
yeah, exactly. Hey, you're on the internet now. Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Is this a staple or a stinker? Uh, I think it stinks. It's bad, actually.
Yeah,
So,
it's not great. It saw some experimentation in like reboot piles, which is basically like vigilance in a sense, where during your opponent's standby phase you get to untap it for free, right? So it saw experimentation with like reboot piles, but it never really
mm,
kicked off, right?
yeah.
So let's go ahead and move on. So I should mention I have one card of every color in here, right? So we're gonna move on
Uh
to the
huh.
next one. TK. This is a tamer.
A
It's based.
child.
Yeah, so TK is a tamer, which is basically just a continuous spell, so or like an
Uh
enchantment.
huh.
So
I
it's
see.
a memory setter where if you have two or fewer memory, you can set it to three during the start of your turn, right? So if your opponent tries to choke you out by constantly leaving you at one, this plays around it by moving it up to three. It costs four, and on play you can search your security stack. I fucking forgot to say about talk about that. Basically, at the start of the game, you put five cards from the top of your deck into the security. Each time a Digimon connects with damage, you reveal the top security stack, and it goes to grave. And then, when you get attacked with zero security, you lose the game. Basically,
All right. So
it's like life
securities are health
points.
points.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the Final Fantasy trading card game health system.
Hmm.
That also reminds me of prize cards from
Yeah, they're
Pokemon.
prize cards, yeah, but they're prize cards, instead of your opponent getting them, they're more of a comeback mechanic for you, right? So, because oftentimes there'll be like security effects that punish your opponent for hitting in, or there'll be like tamers, for instance, have the ability to be played when they're hit from security, right? And so there's a lot of stuff where it's more like punishing for your opponent or a comeback mechanic for you rather than letting your opponent snowball, right?
Uh huh.
So, and we're off topic again, but yeah, so like I said, on play, you're gonna search the security stack, reveal one card from it, and add it to your hand if it's a yellow card, and then you're gonna add top card of your deck to your security, so it's like a net zero.
Oh, okay. I thought this child was actively killing myself.
No, 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 he's
Good.
he's letting you look at your life force, pick out whatever the fuck you want from it, and then recover said life force.
All right. Which organ do you want to remove and be replaced with a different one?
Yeah, let's just replace this appendix with another kidney, why don't we?
Huh. Yeah, I'm glad this child knows like surgery. Glad he went to medical school.
Yeah, Yellow's whole
Uh
color identity is like manipulating the security stack, basically. So,
that's their whole identity.
well, there's other stuff too. That's their main thing, right? There's also stuff like
Main thing.
DP reduction, right, which is like -1/-1 counters, basically, effectively.
Mm,
They got a few other stuff, but it's mostly like around like manipulating the security stack in fun ways. So,
yeah. All right. This card reminds me of uh what other like cards can I think of that look at the top cards of my that lets me look into myself.
sometimes you have to look into
My
yourself, find the mind's
Yeah, I have
eye,
to
and
look
realize
into
that this
myself
card
with
is
card games.
bad. Kidding, kidding. I won't reveal the answer.
All right. This reminds me of the time I had to cry myself to sleep.
Because he's a
uh,
literal child who's constantly crying.
exactly. That's what this reminds me of. This also reminds me of the Digimon anime. Man, I wonder why.
Yeah, it sounds like he's a character from it. Whoa.
What? All
Well,
right.
I should
I'm
also
gonna
note
say
something. In the corner next to the name, there's a BT1 dash 087, right? BT1 is
I'm
the
assuming
set
that's just a
code.
serial number in the
This
set.
is zero number eight, basically, and the BT1 is the very first set of the game, and that tells you anything. So,
Well, that basically tells me everything here because that tells me that knowing a lot of card games, uh, power creep is like really, really, really easy to do, especially because like my mom plays Lorcana, so I'm like, okay, well, I saw a card from set one and then a card from set five, and I'm like, what the fuck? How did they get this powerful this quickly? So
didn't they introduce
I
like
don't know how
hand
fast
rips
power
within
creep
set
got to
three?
this game, but knowing how a lot of card games kind of have a really big power creep issue because hello, I'm Eugene Krabs. I like money.
Well, there's also another aspect to a lot of early set designs. Either the early set design is either it's broken because they didn't know what they were supposed to do yet, or it's just really bad because they didn't know what to do yet. You know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's really like the very
Uh,
high end of busted or the very low end of garbage and power cut within like three sets.
yeah. See, I want to say this is a stinker as well because since that you said yellow's main thing is doing that, it's a 4 cost enchantment, continuous spell, forward, back, uh, support, whatever the fuck. I'm I don't think that really does anything because it's just a nat zero that gives you a card in your life force, which either you would have taken that damage or it just gives it to you for free. I'm pretty sure there's a few other cards in the game that do something like that.
Hmm.
So I want to say Stinker because of that.
Hmm. This card has been a staple for years. It's kind of falling off a bit now, but it was like a yellow staple for years. For starters,
Ah,
the memory setting effect is probably one of the best effects a tamer can have.
uh,
Um, and as well as being able to basically think of it like think of like this effect as like a pot of duality, where you like a pot of prosperity, right? Where you basically look at the top, whatever of your deck, and pick out whatever you want, right? It's like
yeah.
that, but for your life force. And as you know, the fucking pot of duality is a good card.
I
That's
thought it
how
was a
I view
bad
it,
card
right?
because
It's
with
like pot of
Yu-Gi-Oh, you need
duality
a
for your.
special summon.
What's that?
I thought Duality was a bad card because you need a special summon. I
Have
haven't
you
used it
not played
personally.
any retro Yu-Gi-Oh?
I play a lot of modern. I play Fiendsmith Karibo, if that means anything.
Oh. So, Pilot Duality has been insanely good at retro formats because you didn't need the mass special summon. Because, like, oh, I can wait a turn, gain card advantage, and then OTK when it comes back to me, right? So,
Yeah, I see that, of course. I'm sure it was a decent card, but eh.
or like, if a better example for modern players is Pot of Prosperity, right?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
It's like that, effectively, where, like, oh, I just get to pick out whatever card from the top that I need for this specific scenario, right?
Yeah.
And
And I
again, the
have
memory
played Retro
setting is
Yu-Gi-Oh,
incredible.
but the Retro Yu-Gi-Oh I have played is like the first three sets.
Uh huh. Yeah, fair enough.
So I don't think I had access to a Pot of Duality.
Yeah, makes sense. We will move on then. I think you're 0-2, right?
Uh no, I think I got the first one right.
Oh, 1-1. Okay, my bad. Moving on. We have Jack Raid. Main. So this means you just activate in your main phase, right? Cost 0, and for every 10 cards in your trash, you get 1 memory. So, graveyard, basically. And Jackery
Mm,
to gain two, and then for security effect, if it gets hit in security, you get two memory.
okay.
So I should reference purple is the male color, so
Well, considering it does something with the graveyard and that it's purple, I can pretty much already kind of, you know, make that assumption
hmm
because like every other card game, it's like purple or black is the dead person's color.
yeah. It's weird because black in this game is like the control is kind of almost the control cutter with like the ability to block, or like digivolution and kind of reboot, right? It's very much like kind of like a almost like a battle centric control type of color with like redirection effect, like
Mm.
attack redirection stuff. So kind of interesting how the color pie can be shaken up sometimes, but obviously purple's still graveyard. So
Well, looking at it at its surface, I know this is like the third time I'm saying this, but I think it's a stinker because this requires so much setup for one.
hmm
I'm assuming purple has a lot of like mill effects, of course, but you have to still play those for
yeah,
one memory.
yeah, fair. So you say this
Uh,
card's bad, or
I want to say it's bad, but I said the last one was bad, but it's actually good for years, even though it's getting worse now. Apparently, or whatever you said.
yeah, I think it's still playable. It's not seen as widespread just because decks tend to have the more like dedicated tamers now, as opposed to Shike, who's just like a generically good yellow tamer if your deck didn't have one, right?
Yeah.
But now more decks are getting more specialized, more like personal and archetype tamers. So
Okay. All right. See, the thing that's making me consider not saying it's bad is that it's zero. It costs zero.
so
Usually, canonically, a lot of cards that cost nothing to use do nothing
yep.
unless you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Then your normal summon basically does the entire thing for that turn, and you don't even have to normal summon in half of the decks you play.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. It's almost always at minimum plus one memory, because you're never activating this with
Yeah.
less than 10. So,
Oh, if I play with less than 10, it still gives you one?
no, no, if you play at less than 10, it gets you nothing. What I'm saying is you would never play
Oh,
it if you have less than 10.
ah, yeah, that's fair.
And quick note, it is
But it also has
50.
like the security effect of like gaining two memory,
Yeah, yeah,
which is like EX bursts in Final Fantasy, where like if I take a damage and that's the card that gets ripped off the thing, then I get an
yeah.
effect, getting
And
two memory
and I should
for my
note,
turn because you slapped me across the face. That
yeah.
sounds huge in a
So the
way.
way
I'm
this would
not sure.
work is if your opponent attacks you, if they have like three memory, say they have like one memory, right, and then the
Mhm,
gain two memory effect activates when they hit you, right. They would actually
mhm.
go -2 into one, at which your turn would start because they went negative, right? So if an opponent gains a memory while it's your turn, it goes negative instead of them getting plussed, right? Does that make sense at all? Think of it as like the way it's like visualized on the mat is like there's a 0 in the middle, 10 on one side, and then up to 1 to 10 on one side and 1 to 10 on the other side, right? The player who basically gains memory would go like +2 in the direction of you, right? So it's like kind of +2 for you, but also like -2 for your opponent at the same time, right? It's weird, but it's kind of weird to
Uh,
explain, but let me see if I can
said
find a mat real quick.
I'm trying to wrap it around my head, but I think I kind of got it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if my opponent has one memory and I and he rips that off of my prize card. I mean, break zone. I mean, security zone. Uh, you're telling me that he loses two instead of gaining two because the memory is just like a shared resource between us.
Pretty much,
And
yeah.
then I start my turn with one mana because I fucked up.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, this card now has that detriment. I don't want to say stinker to all of these, but I don't think this card's good.
Wait, sorry. Wait, I have a question. Go back a few steps. You said
What?
so I should mention uh when you attack in uh when you attack it's the opponent's security, right? It's not like prize cards where when you attack and it succeeds you get your own prize cards. It's your opponent's member it's your opponent's so like it's your opponent's security that flips up and then it benefits the opponent that you attacked, right? So it's like I said, it's more like catch-up mechanic rather than a snowballing mechanic where
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The way I'm thinking about it is the Final Fantasy EX burst mechanic, which is like
yeah,
whenever you take damage, you have to take the top card of your deck, put it into your like damage zone, and then
uh-huh.
like the EX burst plays. I'm thinking of it like that
Okay.
in a way, if I'm correct.
You're correct, yeah. I'm just confused
Okay.
about how you got the logic of like you know, I'm confused about how I got the logic of oh my opponent's turn gets to end prematurely. That's bad, right?
I mean, that sounds good, especially in a trading card game, but I'm pretty sure like just like any other trading card game, like everyone just skips the fact that there's a main phase too. That doesn't actually exist. There
There actually is no main phase two in Digimon. Everything happens in one sort of main phase, including the battle phase. Battle and main phase
Oh,
one are the
okay.
same. There's no main phase two.
Yeah. Okay, so this just kind of it just kind of happens. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like Lorcana in that sense.
Hmm.
Shit. Okay, so if my opponent just gets cocky and slaps me, which is a La La Land, blah blah, which immediately doesn't even mean anything because La La Land shit in card games means under a blue moon, uh, when you get a girlfriend, this will happen.
So card game player never.
Yes.
Got it.
I got him gay so I get boyfriends instead.
Pretty based, yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. But anyway, uh, I want to say that this is a stinker because it requires too much setup in order to get one memory, and its security effect, which is like the only effect that would matter, requires you to top deck it during the part of the game setup where you put the top five cards of your deck into there. Like I'm sure there's cards. I think I remember seeing some cards at like the card store, right? Is there like dual colors? Is there like a yellow purple card
Yeah,
out
there's
there
dual color
somewhere?
stuff. Yeah, there's dual color stuff.
Okay. Okay. So in the hyper specific scenario that you're playing that fucking child that I hate and this card, maybe you'll be able to hopefully maybe perhaps put it into the security zone if it's
Yeah,
not there, but still like I think it just requires too
yeah.
much setup in order to get and its security effect is just too it's too memory, don't get me wrong, but it's only triggers during your opponent's turn, which makes them have two less memory in a way. Like that's decent, I
Hmm.
guess, but I'm sure with other security effects, there's like way better things you can do, like dealing damage or tapping Digimon or
Hmm.
uh pointing a gun to your opponent's head.
Okay, so this card is limited. It's very good.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's so fun fact, Digimon doesn't often like ban cards, they'll often limit them, or they'll put them like a limit pair where you can only run one of them at one, right? Does that make sense? But
Yeah,
This card
yeah,
is currently limited. It was so for reference, there's a few cards in this game. It was like, as I say, mill a bunch of cards and return an option from your graveyard to your hand, right? Which this is an option. It's like a sorcery,
yeah. I
basically.
read that.
So basically, this would just read mill a bunch of cards, add it back to your hand, play it, gain a memory, play another card that lets you mill cards and add it back to your hand, activate this, gain more memory, which allowed for like really degenerate loops that would just mill your opponent out basically. Because a lot of mill in this game is reciprocal, like it mills both players, right? So you would just loop this
Huh?
card to basically infinitely mill out your opponent, then you would pass back to them, they would draw and lose the game. This was
Damn.
called yeah. This was known as the Lilith. This was known as the Lilith loop. Let me pull up Lilith mod real quick.
Okay.
Actually, no, you're gay. You wouldn't even care. So hold on.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Yeah, no, it's just a hot goth woman. So
Oh,
yeah, no, Jack Raid's crazy. It was even good outside of this loop. It was just a powerful generic because most purple decks at some level want to mill themselves, and so paying 0 for 1 memory is actually pretty impactful even without milling like 20, 30 cards, right?
this is the only way I can tell if a card's good. I'm gonna search up its price on TCG Player.
Actually, Digimon is really,
Jack
really cheap,
grade.
so it's like really difficult to judge based off price because it's actually fairly cheap to play this game. Even the staples aren't too expensive, so
Oh no, it's only 9 cents at its cheapest copy. This card's actually a stinker. You're lying to me.
no, it's crazy. Like I said, it's crazy good. It's limited, and it's just this game is cheap as hell. So like the only
Yeah,
expensive
no, no.
cards are like the promo cards. It's like you buy a box, you get one of these promos, right? And even
Yeah.
then, like only certain decks are gonna want to play those. There's this running joke in the community about a deck called a Virus Superior, right? Which has like 5 different promo cards, so it's like the most expensive deck to play despite it not being that good.
Oh,
This has like 5 promo cards that you have to play like 3 or 4 copies of. So anyway, moving on. Hero of the Skies. It's 2 cost option. Just ignore everything except the draw 2 effect. None of this matters except draw 2. So
the only thing I care about is that it's fucking Digimon Fusion, and that's the one Digimon anime I grew up on
yeah,
for the
yeah,
most part. So hell yeah!
yeah.
Shout
It's a
out to
cross heart
DeviantArt
support
and drawing
card.
Shoutmon fat.
Yeah, it's a cross heart support card. I think this is it EX5, right? Not yet. Shoutmon X5, right?
I forgot because this happened like let's see. I think I got into it in like elementary school in a way.
Mm,
So like
fair,
10 years ago, like a decade ago at this point.
fair, fair. But yeah, so basically, all that matters is you can activate one of the effects, but one of the effects is draw two. You do not use the cross heart effect unless it's like you're playing cross heart specifically. But I'll be honest, cross heart does not play this card, so.
What? But it's a draw two. It's a pot of greed. It's the best card in all of Duel Monsters.
I mean, yeah, it's pot of green. So why would you even ever
Yeah,
use the other
it's a
effect,
staple,
right?
man. It's a draw two.
Are you serious?
No.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player, but I didn't think it was that bad.
Uh, I told you I played like every card game, so I would know a good card when I see one,
True.
as shown awesomely by the previous 2 cards.
Yeah, I don't think you really know shit, dude.
And this is a card game I haven't played yet. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. It,
Didn't you
it
just
doesn't
say you
count
could
because I
tell it a
said
good
so.
card when you saw one?
There's like a fine print on the bottom there in the contract that says unless it's a Digimon card specifically. If you showed me Flesh and Blood, which is another card game I haven't played yet, then I would know if it's good.
Okay, fair, fair, fair. Okay, let's go ahead and straight for the stinker it.
All right. Do I want to say stinker for the fourth time and commit to the bit, or do I want to say it's good? Okay, so I'm assuming red is all about cross hearts, unless cross hearts just kind of like a mechanic that just kind of exists within Digimon
So
for whatever reason.
Crossheart is an archetype name. But the colors are like kind of weird. Like colors have like specific or like mechanics to them, but there's also like archetypes like in the Yu-Gi-Oh within these colors,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah,
Crossheart is an archetype name. Like how still here the skies has like Crossheart as an archetype in its subtype, right?
yeah.
So basically, Crossheart is like the main what's his name Taiki's sort of guys in Digimon Fusion, and there's like Digicross the mechanic, of course, right? That's not Red's thing. Every cutter has kind of a Digicross archetype, so like purple has Bagger Army, red. I mean, even Crossheart is kind of Crossheart itself is kind of like five cutter if you want to play it like that. There's like blue and obviously blue flare. Black has Nightmon, right? Um, so every sort of color has their own Digicross deck in a sense. So it's not like it's like a red exclusive thing.
Okay. My mind blanked a tiny bit, but I think I understand.
All that matters is draw two. So
Yeah, because it's pot of green.
yeah, all that matters is it's pot of green. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Because in Hearthstone, draw two is a 3 mana spell. In this game, it's a 2 mana spell, so this card's automatically better.
True. This card would break Hearthstone. I bet. I've never played it.
But I've played it. Mech Rogue best deck. I got an 88/88 with taunt.
I played it a little bit for like a week. I played like Face Hunter. That was kind of it.
Yeah. But anyway, okay, so reading this card, it's a module effect. You choose one or the other unless you control a hyper specific card, which historically in card games isn't really that good
hmm
because you need two specific cards in order to do this. I'm not sure if
Um,
Digimon has its tutors or
um,
has like hyper blowout draw power or whatnot.
I will specify.
But
So there's actually multiple cards named Shoutmon X5. So the way Digimon
okay,
works is there's oftentimes obviously there's like multiple Agumons, for instance, right? So they will have like it's more like based off unique set code rather than unique name, right? So I gotta have like there's like there's like two or three Shaman X5s. If they had like different set codes, I can run up to four copies of each set code. So
oh, okay, that sounds a lot like the Final Fantasy trading card game too.
yeah, you can play like multiple Sids or whatever, right?
With Final Fantasy, You can play like as many of like a character name as you want, but the stipulation is unless it had like a specific icon, you can only have like one out on the field. It's like a legendary creature in a
Uh-huh,
sense.
yeah. Yeah, it's more of a deck
Yeah,
building rule than an on play rule. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so what you're saying is the difference between what I explained in Digimon is like I can have like 20 Digimon, 20 Agumons on my field, but I can't have 20 Bart's Klausers on my fucking field.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like there's no legendary creature mechanic in Digimon, so
Okay, so now with that in mind, I do want to say this is good, but the problem is I don't know card games. Apparently, I'm stupid.
I thought you were the best. I thought you knew everything on them. I thought you could guess whether the card was good or bad.
I don't. I told you there's a fine print that says unless it's a Digimon card.
Got it, got it. So you're bad, but you can somehow still pinpoint whenever a good card is, unless it's specifically Digimon. Got it.
Yes, yes. Especially because I never really play competitively.
Yeah, okay. Checks out. All right,
All
staple or
right.
stinker? Give me an answer.
Okay. Final answer, staple.
This card sucks.
I knew it. I knew it. I just
I
didn't
knew
want
I
to
could
say
trick you with
stinker
pot
for
greed.
like
Let's
all
go.
time. I wanted to say stinker. I wanted
So,
to mix it up.
yeah, 2 costs is way too much, because so I should specify, I didn't say this earlier because of this card. When you Digivolve, you draw a card. So the card draw in this game
What?
is
What's
insane.
even the point of draw power then?
Exactly, you get it.
Hunter greed sucks. Actually, it should be unbanned.
I mean, this card was never banned at all, so
Yeah, because it fucking sucks. It requires a hyper specific card on the field. It and it gets two effects, which only one of them gets security attack. Wow, you get unblockable for one turn, and you
no.
draw two.
So
What?
what this does is it means it checks for it checks for an additional damage basically. So
Oh, okay. So I deal more damage. What?
anyway, yeah, no. And I should so you can activate one of these without needing X5. It's modular, but if you control this guy, you get both basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Moving on. Here is hidden potential discovered. I did not crop this right. Whatever. Main for the turn when one of your green Digimon would next Digivolve by suspending one of your Digimon, reduce the Digivolution cost by 5.
Okay, that's fucking busted.
Final answer?
Uh, that's not my final answer.
Yeah, it's limited. It's
But
oh
as
wait,
far
shit.
as I know, yeah, it's actually dog shit. Trust me, I've played more than two card games in my life.
Sorry, what was the answer?
Um, okay, well, first of all, let me analyze this card. So the security is add this to your hand, so no matter what, it's going to be in your hand. It
Yep.
costs 0. It's free. It,
I mean, effectively, it
will you
costs
fail at
negative
a card
5 if you
game?
think about it. You know,
What?
it effectively costs -5 because you're gonna reduce something by 5, right? So if you think about it, it's
Yeah,
technically like gain 5 memory.
yeah, that's true. And then the art has a common writer in it or some shit,
Yeah,
and
Stingmon.
fucking well, it looks like a common writer if you look
It's based
close
off
enough,
Common
and
Rider,
or on
yes.
Wii.
There's like multiple Common Rider Digimon, so
What?
yeah, this is
Damn.
Stingmon. Look up Justamon real quick if you would. I'll find it for you.
Right.
Hold on. I'll find Justamon for you.
Gay men twerking.
Justamon. Hold on. I'm just gonna send in the TCG channel.
All right,
Uh,
let's do this. Yeah.
uh, hold on. I'm just gonna. I need to go here. Give me a sec. It's being weird. There we go. This is Justamon. He's like a general tokusatsu reference, so
Oh damn. No, I think that's a Full Metal Alchemist reference, personally.
sure. His
Yep.
big attack is called Justice Kick, where he jumps in the sky and then kicks and then drop kicks the enemy.
Sure, that's a reference to something. I'm not sure what. Might be
Yeah,
Superman.
I don't really know what it's referencing either. I'll be honest.
Could be anything.
Yeah, true. It could be like a reference to a hit TV show. Shit.
No,
Hit.
no, it's actually a reference to very common lingo in the Final Fantasy trading card game community, where you just drop kick your fucking opponent because they're playing some deck that you don't like them playing.
Right. Or it's actually it could be a reference to a a Naruto where Rock Lee often attacks with his kicks. You know.
Yeah, it could also be a reference to Chun Li from Fortnite.
True. True, true, true. Could even be a Jackie Chan reference if you think about like a crane kick, you know?
Oh my god. Could also be Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson also uses his legs.
Yeah, you know, it could be a reference to a famous Greek hero, Atalanta, you know, who's known for her strong legs and kicking attacks.
It's actually a reference to me because I'm actually the fastest man alive. Little known fact.
Alright, that's enough of that bit. Is it good or bad?
It's good because it's -5. It makes Digi evolution cost less, which means it's a draw one as well in a sense.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
this is bad, I'm gonna like shoot
yeah.
myself.
No, Card's crazy. It's also limited.
Oh hell! Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, it was like even now people are like still mad about it being limited because like like for a while people were mad about it like like because Bandai's very adamant about not having a like officially banned list, right? And
Well, I
so
mean,
a lot of
it's
stuff just
money,
gets
and
limited,
like people want
right?
to buy the card.
Yeah, there's still people to buy, but people were mad for like a long time because like, grr, this is so sacky now. You know, if they draw the one of, they just win. You know, um, so even like limited, people were still like jamming it in almost every green deck. So
Actually, on TCG Player, it's 23 cents. This card's actually bad.
to be fair, that's kind of expensive for like a Digimon card. So
Damn, 23 pence. I'm broke.
remember, Jacketed was 9 cents. So that's also limited.
That is true.
All right. Here is Blue Scramble. And there's actually one of these for like every color, I should specify. But so this one is like one for every color. So main, one of your blue Digimon may Digivolve into a blue Digimon card in the hand with its cost reduced by 3. And then you're gonna place it into into like the field as a continuous spell, basically. Cost 2. The start of your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon, you can sack it to return one blue Digimon card from trash to the top of the deck. And then if you don't have a Digimon, you can play a blue Digimon with 2k or less attack from your trash without paying the cost. Whoops.
Oh, spoilers! Spoilers! Cut
Sorry,
that
sorry.
from the video! Cut that from the
So
video!
basically,
Spoilers!
you reduce a cost, an evolution cost by 3. And then you get to manipulate the top card of your deck and then play something for free from trash if you control nothing.
And it also costs 2. Alright. So I think blue, this blue card, blue, uh, blue. So much blue in this card.
I mean, it's blue Scramble. And
It
there's one
is a
for
blue
every color,
scramble.
so there's red
Yeah,
scramble,
but
black
the green
scramble,
card
green
wasn't flexing the
scramble.
fact that it was green. Now was it? Like, come on, blue players are always making it about themselves, counterspelling my spells, uh, drawing a bunch of cards. Uh, what other like blue color things? Runecraft and fucking Shadowverse playing a bunch
Um,
of Mystic Pawns.
Blue in Digimon typically has like one of the big like keywords that they have is jamming, which lets them basically ignore. So typically, when you attack in security, if the Digimon revealed has higher attack than the Digimon attacking, the attacking Digimon is destroyed. Right? Jamming lets you
Mhm.
ignore that. So it's like how do I phrase it?
So blue, the way that I'm interpreting this is that blue creatures are indestructible in a way.
Kind of only by security Digimon, and it's only when they're attacking. So,
Yeah,
and not every blue Digimon has jamming. It's a specific keyword some of them have. So,
yeah. I'm not. That's how I'm interpreting the jamming keyword.
oh, fair, yeah.
Uh, let's see. It costs 2. One of your blue Digimon may digivolve into in the hand, reduced by 3. Okay, so we already had a card that was -5. This costs 2, but it costs 3 less.
So it's -1.
And yeah, it's -1 actually. Uh, then if you don't have a Digimon, you may play one Digimon card. Oh, playing the cost. I mean, that sounds decent in
And
a
I should
way.
say 2K DP means like it's pretty much only your rookies, like your level 3 guys that are gonna be played out from trash. So
Yeah, that's fair, to be honest.
you can't, cheat out
Just
your
reminds
big
me
level
of
6
Card
who
Fight
just got
Vanguard's
destroyed.
Ouroboros Dragon or whatever. I don't fucking Apple Mask, a Taiwan exclusive card. Uh, let's see. I I want to say this is good because the green one was good because it reduced it and was a draw one. Since that this option card basically lets you start of your turn. Wait, this is an option card though,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
so
Go through.
the basically so basically it says then you can play it in your battle area, which means you're gonna play it as a continuous effect, like a continuous spell, until the delay where you sack it, right?
Oh, okay.
So there are other options in the game who let you play it into your as a continuous spell after it resolves. Then on a later turn you get to sack it for an additional effect. So
Okay. Um. Hmm. All I want to say this is. I don't think it's like a hyper. I looking at this card, I feel like it's not like that much of a staple, but it's not that much of a stinker. It's like somewhere in between. Like it seems decent.
mhm.
Like it's a good generic card. It looks really good generically. It's like why wouldn't you want to run this in your blue deck? Well, because I'm running blue purple. I want cards in my deck. Blah 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 type thing.
Well, in blue purple you would be milling things, which means more is in the graveyard for blue scramble to grab, right?
True.
So it's like there's more
True.
options, and then again there's a scramble card for every color. So there's like a red scramble, purple scramble, black scramble, green
Okay.
scramble.
Okay. Okay. Every time I think of like mill strategies, I either think you're trying to mill your opponent out, or with self mill, you want those cards in your graveyard to begin with. So
Hmm.
I guess that's like where I'm getting wrong with the Digimon card game. Self mill is just resource
Yeah,
management in a way.
yeah. Like typically,
Okay.
like when you self mill, the goal is to dig through your deck to like find something you want to grab back to your hand or in a way, or like there's a few like options that like will give you a benefit when they get milled, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's either like
So
it's either benefit exactly on mill, or you're milling to find pieces to add back to your hand typically.
okay.
Or you're just milling to hit a high mill number for stuff like Jack Raid, right? So like mill for the sake of mill, mill for an on mill effect, or mill to find pieces.
All right. Uh See, this is where it I'm torn at. Like it costs two, which for this effect seems good, but I don't think it's good enough to be considered a staple, but it doesn't seem bad enough to be considered a stinker. Like it's somewhere in between for me. I just can't I It's hard to make a final decision on this.
Yeah. So you're saying just no answer basically?
I want to say staple for this
Okay.
one.
So you're actually pretty on the money for this. Jury is still out on this card. It's very new. People are still messing around with it. There are pro players who are like, "Oh, this is a staple one of in every deck. You gotta play it," and other people like aren't really buying it, right? In terms of like how good it is. I'm personally not in on the scrambled agenda, but I know people who very much are on it, right? Who like swear by it as a power one of, right? So jury's still
Yeah.
really out on it.
I look up blue scramble and I got a card from Flesh and Blood that costs 4 cents. I think that's the same thing. So this must be a crazy cards.
It's
Oh
just
wait,
like
it's 80 cents. Oh my god.
yeah. Well, to be fair, it's also from like an LM set, which is like a limited time kind of like reprint set that had like typically like stuff like the blue scrambles and other similar like cycles of like options like the training cards and the memory boost cards. Those were first released on like a reprint set. Those like these were like the chase cards in that one random reprint set that were then kind of like reprinted in different like sets and structure decks later down the line. So
All right.
typically like structure decks these days will like contain like one copy of every color of like whatever the most recent like cycle of option or like cost reduction options are. So
Yeah, cost reduction seems crazy. I would personally say that this card would be not really an auto include, but like just kind of a card that you would want, you know.
yeah. Like the argument some pro players have is like you gotta play one in every deck is what they're saying, right? And that's like maybe about like a little bit less than half of the pro player base is saying that, but I'm not sold on it myself either. I think like the playing from trash is like so situational, and I'm not really finding myself wanting to manipulate my top deck all that much. But who knows? It might be good. I might be convinced later down the line. We'll see. But it's still new.
Yeah.
And finally, our last card today, Ukomon BT16. Your turn once per turn. When one of your Digimon moves from the breeding area to the battle area, which like the eggs hatch in the breeding area, when you Digivolve
Okay.
over it, the next turn you can move it out basically. So, um,
All right.
and then when it's moved out, you reveal the top three cards of your deck, add one Digimon or tame a card among them to the hand, and then return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Then you may hatch in your breeding area again. Typically, you can't hatch the turn you move out. This lets you do that. And the pot of duality or pot of prosperity effect is actually what we call a searcher in our game. This is actually our main
All right.
way of searching is like duality effects. So we don't have any hard tutors. So
Okay.
and then it costs three, or
So
you can digivolve over something for one. All right, level
okay,
two
that
specifically.
seems crazy. Okay, let's see what other things. Okay, so it's a full art. It's a seemingly really good art, so I think this is a good card because they wouldn't just go all out on this card dog shit
I don't
for
know, man.
dog
I
shit
mean, you've
common. It
seen
does nothing.
I mean, blue. Hold on, let me see some examples here. I mean, I think this card has a pretty unique alt art. I just didn't really grab it,
Well,
so
it's a bad card, so that doesn't count.
sure. Also, this was like the only image that worked when I tried to grab some. Otherwise, like wouldn't load in properly or like were really blurry.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah, that's fair. All right,
if I could have
so
found a basic art, I would have. But all the basic arts just like weren't working. So
yeah, gotta gotta think about this then. Uh, okay, so since your searchers are like that, that's kind of like the baseline.
yeah.
Now that we're at the last card,
Yeah, this is very much like the baseline searcher in the game, in my opinion.
okay,
So,
this is my final test. If I get this wrong, my next upload on my YouTube channel, I will not do anything because I don't even know what I want my next video to be.
I mean, I could play Stapler the Stinker for Final Fantasy.
I would also not know because I play cheap fire. I don't play that game competitively enough to
Oh,
understand if a
well, I
card's
mean,
good or not.
I don't really play this game competitively either, but fair.
That's fair. All right. Uh, okay. Uh, I want to say this is a staple
Hmm.
because it's a one mana Digivolve. It lets you double up on your breeding area so you can make your Digimon fuck again to get another one. Uh,
So, Digimon reproduce
see.
asexually, I should know. It's like a reincarnation cycle type of thing. So,
Let me live out my fantasy. Do you boy it?
No, yeah. Basically, the way Digimon works is when they straight up die, they get turned like a data stream. The data stream gets like ported over to like the nursery where they turn into an egg, where they can hatch again into a baby, and then they just you get yeeted out into the wild afterwards after like a few like minutes.
Okay. Uh,
There's this old guy called a Digimon, like Grandpa Mon, who is like typically the guy in charge of the nursery. So he's cool. He has like a cane paw, like a paw cane. And he fights with his wife a lot. So
okay. So putting that on my head now. Uh, okay. I want to say that it's good because it's a one cost tutor in a way that lets you double up on your Digimon.
hmm and then and then so yeah, it can evolve for one over any level too because it has the rainbow sort of evolution thing. So
Yeah.
it's very versatile, right? Um,
Yeah.
and as well, I should note, you start the turn. The first player who begins their turn has zero memory to start with. So turn one player has zero memory. That will probably help
Yeah.
you evaluate this. So,
That doesn't really change anything
oh
because
really?
it's a one mana draw one tutor and double Digimon per
Right.
turn.
And the tutor is not immediate. It is like the next turn, like a turn or two, like a
Yeah.
turn later. You're basically getting like an
Yeah,
additional
yeah. But
duality,
to be
right?
fair, like that means it dies to removal, but so does like every other card. Like your
Yeah,
Soul
yeah, yeah.
Ring dies to removal, your Fallen Valbaz dies to removal. Like that. Shut up with the. I'm gonna say this right now. The dice removal thing
Yeah.
means jack shit. If your removal also dies to removal, if I can counter your removal, so
hmm
your removal dies to removal. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's the thing. It's like it does die to removal, obviously. It's also like but it's like duality on a it's like a recurring duality on a body, basically, That's I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I'll leave it
That
up to you
sounds
how good
crazy.
that is.
I think that's good. I'm gonna keep saying that it's good.
Yeah, I mean,
And if you say it's bad, I don't care.
it's crazy. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
seems
What
like
I would have never guessed.
there's a recurring joke in the community where like it's like you take like there's a meme. It's like you take like a gorilla glue. Picture that. They staple Ukamon's face over the gorilla, so it's like Ukamon glue because this thing just holds so many jank decks together.
Uh
It's like this is the key to so many like random like ass brews, right? And even like some top decks would play it every now and then, but it's really like a staple in like a jank player's dream. So because it's consistency, right? It's such insane consistency for like a lot of decks that wouldn't otherwise have it. So I mean, like I said, it's good. It's good in pro decks every now, like competitive decks every now and then, and it was really good in competitive decks back in the day. But nowadays, it's just like the king of jank decks. It's like the glue for so many things.
yeah.
But no, it's crazy. I think that's the last one. Any thoughts? Anything that surprised you or
I'm gonna be fully honest, not really. Like I did the best I can. I tried, I did it, I failed miserably, but I think like the if anything, the most surprising thing about this is that Digimon is a card game that still exists.
yeah? Actually, this is
Considering like whenever anyone talks about card games, it's always either about Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, or Magic, and even then Yu-Gi-Oh is starting to fall off really, really
yeah.
bad. Like I can buy a box right now for $25.
Mhm. The thing is, Digimon is the newest version of it. Is called we just call it Digimon 2020, right? It's the newest version of it. It came out in the first set was in 2020, and I mean Digimon's gone through a few card games. The most recent one is probably the best one so far. It's definitely popping off a little bit more and more now, so it's gaining popularity. It's I think it's like top 10 in some Asian countries now,
Mm,
so
yeah.
it's up there, you know. But yeah, no, it's
Okay.
I think it's really fun. I think it's great. And I don't know, you should play it sometime, you know.
I'm looking at the cards right now. I'm on a website that lets me look at the cards,
Uh huh.
and these cards seem pretty decent. Shumon! Oh my god, I can play with my feet
Yeah,
and kick
Shumon's
my feet
actually
in the
from
air,
the
twirling my.
Digimon. Shumon's from the Digimon TCG webcomic. They did like a webcomic where like it's like it's basically like Yu-Gi-Oh but with Digimon cards. Like people are like playing with the Digimon cards for like absurd stakes, right? Um,
Okay, yeah.
and
If
it's really good. The
you.
scripting is really well made. The unique like new Digimon are all really well designed. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean Shumon has
Digimon
been
look
like
crazy when doing.
Schumann has been like the lifeblood for like puppet decks for so long now. Like, there's been like a million different like people are like, oh man, puppet's gonna be crazy this format. Like, look at all this crazy new Schumann support it's getting, and then like it does literally nothing. Right? There's like so many puppet copers out there. So, and I've seen some like I said, so many people have been like, whoa, look at this like new Schumann support. I mean, surely puppets will be meta this time.
So it's like the popular pet deck of like the card
It
game.
it's definitely one of the popular pet decks. Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
few like big pet decks I think in this game, but I think Shumon is definitely one of them. And like it's never really been bad. It's just never been like the best thing around. When people have always been like, "Whoa, dude, look at this! Well, no, it's gonna be good this time. I swear. Look at it. It's so crazy. Wonder Stomp so crazy,
That
dude."
sounds like 90% of card game players, not gonna lie. It's like, oh my god, guys, you will not believe it. I found the best deck of all time, and it's like the same deck everyone's been hyping for the past like 7 years, despite them like always never being good. It's Dark Magician. The glazing never
Yeah,
stops.
I think I think our version of Dark Magician is probably Omnimon, right? It doesn't get support nearly as consistently. No, I don't think that's a good example. Our version of Dark Magician is it might be Justimon actually. Shit, or is Justimon our Dark Magician? It's constantly getting new support that never does
Agumon
anything.
is.
Well, no, because
You're
Agumon.
you're you're talking about Digimon. Agumon's your thing.
No, the Agumon as a deck is actually good sometimes. Is the issue. So, oh, I should
Oh, I
probably
thought you
stop
were talking about
recording.
like the thing where it's like, oh yeah, this is the only thing anyone knows about certain franchise,
No,
like
I was talking more
with
like in terms of like,
Digimon, it's like
oh,
Agumon and Renamon. With Pokemon, it's Charizard.
I was talking more about like how people are like hyping up this deck that's been good for like that hasn't been good for like 7 years and people are still constantly hyping it up, like Dark Magician, right? So Justimon is like constantly
Yeah.
getting new support. None of it ever does anything, right? And every time people are like, "Whoa, this is gonna break the deck for sure." Like we're literally getting new support for it next set, and like I haven't seen it top at all in any of the OCG regions. So,
Oh, I kind of like this guy. What does he do?
but people are
Conquer
always hyping up
random.
Justimon. I remember people were tinkering with like a black hybrid Justimon list that was like that was like good at locals and maybe like decent at, like one or two regionals, but it was never meta, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna do the outro. Thank you all for watching. We rambled a bit at the end. Hope you guys enjoy it. Everyone check out the Saturn and the link in the description.
Me.
And have a great day, everyone.